All participants, please turn off your audio function because we are going to start this webinar in a few minutes. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Morning, everyone. Welcome to our fourth nutrition webinar series. We appreciate you taking the time to join this webinar. My name is Halisa, and it's my pleasure to be your master of ceremony in this event. Today, we are going to talk about women empowerment in nutrition during MCO Covid-19. And we have four speakers for today. They are Dr. Syahrul Bariyah Abdul Hamid, Mrs. Sylvie Lailatul Mahfida, Mrs. Farhanah Ahmad Suhaimi, and Mr. Agung Nugroho. Before we start our webinar today, I'll give you some information. First, for any question, please type in the Q&A box. Question will be answered at the discussion session after the first speaker. Second, registration link for e-certificate will be given 30 minutes before webinar ends and in chat box. Khusus untuk peserta Indonesia, kami hanya menyediakan 500 sertifikat ber-SKP. Untuk pemberian sertifikat peserta Indonesia akan diberitahukan lebih lanjut setelah semua seri berakhir. Okay, we are going to the next session. I would like to invite Mrs. Nur Eka Noviani to be our moderator for this event.
Okay, all right.
Mrs. Nur Eka Noviani is lecturer from Nutrition Study Program, Universitas Aisyah Yogyakarta. Mrs. Nur Eka Noviani, are you ready?
Yes, of course.
Okay. Okay, without any further, we are going to the next session, and the time is yours.
Okay, thank you, Miss Halisa Haradi, for the Master of Ceremony today. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Yeah, good morning, everyone. How are you today? I hope that you are in a good condition over this COVID-19 pandemic. Okay, here, and my name is Nur Eka Noviani. You meet me again, and I'm as moderator in the fourth international webinar series, joining between University Teknologi Mara Malaysia and Universitas Aisyah Yogyakarta. And today we will discuss in the topic women empowerment in nutrition during MCO or movement COVID order COVID-19. And if you have any question, don't forget to write in Q&A box. Okay, next. The first speaker come from University Teknologi Mara Malaysia. She was graduated from University Kebangsaan Malaysia and continued their master degree in the same university. And then she take the doctoral degree in PhD program in Curtin University. So please welcome Dr. Syahrul Bariyah Abdul Hamid, and she will share about the woman empowerment in nutrition COVID-19. So time is yours. Are you ready?
Okay, wait a minute.
Okay. Okay, for the attendee, if you have any question, please write only key and I box. So we will wait from Dr. Syahrul Baria from University Technology Mara to discuss about the women empowerment in nutrition COVID-19. Okay, so time is yours.
All right, thank you. So can you see my slide here?
Yes.
All right, okay. So women are playing a key role in the healthcare response for the COVID-19 crisis, either as a frontliner or as an upfront figure for the family during this difficult time. So juggling work and taking care of the kids is always a challenge. But now, with the coronavirus shutting down schools and childcare facilities, meaning that women would have to spend more time at home, caring for the children, supervise or lead homeschooling, and also including cooking, cleaning, and even grocery shopping. So fulfilling these demands will be difficult for many parents, especially for those that are required to continue working from home. So as we are aware, the coronavirus disease COVID-19 outbreak is upsetting life for families around the world. As schools and childcare centers close, many parents are finding themselves stuck at home for most of the day, juggling childcare, full-time working, and other competing responsibilities that I have mentioned earlier. So figuring out what's for breakfast, for lunch, and even what's for dinner can be yet another daily challenge for the women. So while many parents or many mothers are understandably looking to ready meals and processed food as a quick and low-cost way to feed the family, there are convenient, affordable, and healthy alternatives. Therefore, today I'll be sharing few tips for women, specifically mothers, who will be spending more time with the children at home to help feed your children a very nutritious that will support their growth and development. And at the same time, building a healthy eating habits, protecting the family against COVID-19 infections, and providing the best care for the families. So this will be my content that I'll be sharing today. So the first one I'll be sharing on healthy eating habits during COVID-19. So building a healthy eating habits should be started from home. So this is where women have play our own role to be the gatekeepers of health and nutrition for the family. So the first tip is to plan meals in advance. So when trying to eat healthily, it's crucial to plan ahead, which the aim to have a nutritious and balanced meal. Okay, so planning meals in advance could also ensure you use up all ingredients you have before buying more. Thus, it will prevent money, it will prevent waste. And it is also allow yourself to have your own personal, to create meals according to your own personal nutrition needs. And of course, it will save money and save time during the grocery shopping. And tip number 2 is to have a wide variety of nutritious food. So variety is a key to a healthy diet. So avoid omitting any food groups while on lockdown unless you already have a food allergy or food intolerance. So there are 3 nutrients that you should definitely include because it will help support the immune system, which are vitamin A, which can be found in sweet potato and spinach, vitamin C, which can be found mostly in bright orange fruits, bright orange colored fruits, for example, tomatoes, peppers, and oranges. And the last one is zinc, which can be found in meat, shellfish, dairy, and bread. Okay, number 3, to keep healthy snacks around. So during this lockdown, I'm pretty sure all mothers experience the same thing, that your kids complaining of always being hungry. So we should know that children often need to eat a snack or two during the day to keep them going. So rather than giving them sweets or salty snacks, opt for healthy options like nuts, cheese, yogurt, preferably the unsweetened ones, chopped or dried fruits, boiled eggs, or other locally healthy available options. Okay, so these foods are nutritious, more filling, and help build healthy eating habits that last a lifetime. So you need to keep in your mind about this protein on produce mantra, which would be a great and healthy combination. For example, tuna and whole grain bread. Okay. Okay. Tips number 4: to consume oily fish. So oily fish is also one of the rich sources of vitamin D in the diet, something we all need to consider if you are staying at home during this lockdown and we may not be getting enough or sufficient sun exposure, which is the main source of vitamin D. So vitamin D is also important for bone health and to support the immune system. Okay, tips number 5: dig into omega-3 foods. So fats also provide the body with fatty acids that are essential for various metabolic processes such as functioning of nerve cells and brains, keeping skin and tissues healthy, and functioning of hormones to regulate body processes. So fatty acids play a role in regulating immune functions. So the main fatty acids involved are the long-chain polyunsaturated fatty acids, PUFA, especially eicosapentaenoic acid, EPA, and also docosahexaenoic acid, DHA, which are both omega-3 fatty acids. So by taking an adequate intake of omega-3 fatty acid, it may support inflammatory processes, which may be protective against symptoms of infections. So there are various food sources of omega-3 fatty acids, include deep sea fishes, for example, mackerels, sardines, salmons, and several nuts and seeds like walnuts and flax seeds. And even you can also find few types of omega-3 fortified foods, which can be found in milk and eggs. Okay, tip number 6, colors the plate. So the bright colors from fruit and vegetables actually come from food compound called phytonutrients. So these phytonutrients have its own main benefits, which for their antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties. So in fact, phytonutrients may also enhance our immunity. So for mothers out there, aim to try a new fruit or vegetable each week. You cannot do not force your child to eat vegetables and fruits like few types of it in a day. So you should introduce gradually but slowly and surely. Okay, tip number 7, always stay hydrated. So drinking an adequate amount of fluid is essential in order for your body to feel and function at its best. But it doesn't have to be just plain water. You can also get your hydration comes from by eating watermelons, oranges, tea, coffee, and milk, for example. But it should all count towards 8 glasses of fluid intake every day. Though you may need more if it is in a hot weather or if you just have your own physical activity. Okay. However, do keep in mind that to keep any caffeinated drinks to a minimum. Okay, tip number 8, set meal times daily. So during this lockdown, it can be easy to let structures and schedules fall by the wayside. But this can be crucial in order to maintain a healthy diet and to avoid unnecessary snacking in between meals. So try to structure your day by setting aside times for meals and snacks. So that way your body will adapt to the routine. So mothers out there, try as much as possible to stick to fixed meal times as a family. Each family member should sit on the dining table during the meal times. Okay. Okay, tips number 9, during this time, it's good to have a fun cooking and eating with the children. So cooking and eating together is a great way to create healthy routines, strengthen family bond, and have fun. So wherever you can, invite your child to be involved during the food preparation. For example, you can ask the small children to help with washing or sorting food items, while the older child can take on more complex tasks and help to set the table. So during this time too, I'm pretty sure mothers out there have more time in the kitchen. Okay, so you try out new recipes and try to modify the recipes towards healthier ways by, for example, skimming the visible fats from the poultry and meat, and also minimum the usage of salt, sugar, and oil during the food preparation. And maybe you should change the, instead of use the coconut milk or santan in Melayu, to a healthier way like the low fat milk during the preparation of gravy. Okay. And number 10, this is quite important as a mother, as a woman who is the one preparing or doing all the household chores. Okay, so you need to self-love, love yourself. From there, you can love your family members even more. Okay, so working from home can be tiring to juggle between works, household chores, kids, and many more. So remember to indulge every now and then. Okay, not only will boost your mood and keep the spirit high, but it will also prevent you from binging on sweet treats. However, do keep in mind, balance is the key. Do not overdo it. Okay. Okay, the last tip, which is practicing safe food handling. So please bear in mind to remember these 4 basic food safety tips, which are clean, separate, cook, and chill. Okay, so it is critical for mothers who care for young children be aware of the special risk of foodborne infection faced by toddlers and infants. So even Centers for Disease Control and Protection prevention data reported that children under 4 years old are 4.5 more times likely to acquire bacterial infection from food compared to adults aged 20 to 49 years old. So in fact, if you are living with elderly and family members who has diabetes or immune compromised conditions, so this actually put the folks at high risk of getting sick from foodborne illness. So remember these 4 tips. Okay, the first one is clean. You should wash hands and surfaces often. So these steps include washing your hands before and after food preparation, and even after using the bathroom, blowing your nose, or petting your pets. Okay, and then for the kitchen, it is also means cleaning soil cutting boards, utensils, and surfaces before and after food preparation. Okay, and the second one is separate, because we want to avoid cross-contamination. Cross-contamination meaning that you are moving the germs from one food or surface to another, such as cutting raw chicken on a cutting board. Then you use the same cutting board to cut raw vegetables to make a salad. So the potentially harmful bacteria might be from the chicken might be transferred to the salad vegetables. So the chicken will get cooked and it will kill the bacteria. However, the salad will be eaten raw, and this live bacteria can potentially harm to those who are eating it. Okay, so it's best to use a separate cutting board for raw and ready to eat foods. Okay, and even when you do the grocery shopping, you should also separate the foods in the grocery cart. Cross contamination can happen even during the grocery shopping. So when purchasing packages of raw meats, poultry, and seafood, place the package in one of the bag that you provided to keep any drips from contaminating other food in the cart. And then when you go back to your home, so keep the raw meat from contaminating other food by keeping it in a closed bag or closed container. Okay. Okay. Number 3, cook. So cook to the right temperature. There's only one way to ensure that the food is cooked to a safe temperature is by using a food thermometer. Okay, the last one is chill. So you need to ensure your appliances like your refrigerator, your freezer at the proper temperature. So keep the refrigerator temperature at or below 4 Celsius degree, and the freezer temperature should be at or below -18. So you need to check the temperature periodically, not only to keep your food safe, but also to save money. Okay, next I'll be talking about how to be smart and how to do a healthy grocery shopping. So good nutrition starts with smart choices in the grocery store. So cooking up healthy meals is a challenge if you don't have the right ingredients in your kitchen. And one trick that you need to bear in mind for all women and even the men who do the grocery shopping, do not shop while you're hungry, because an empty belly often results in impulse purchasing that may not be the healthiest. Okay, so the first tip is plan ahead. So before you go for the market, plan your meals for the week and create a list to shop from. So always make a shopping list. Okay, you can do it through your handphones, or even you can bring a note, a small note, and plan for at least 3 main meals that you will cook that week. Be realistic in your plans. Okay, and you should refer to the guidelines from our Malaysian food pyramids, making sure that you include all the food you need for good health. Therefore, you should be filling your cart with plenty of fruits, vegetables, whole grains, dairy, lean meat, poultry, fish, beans, and nuts. Okay. And second tip, know the perimeter of the store. Okay. So you should shop the perimeter first, which place the produce, the seafood, poultry, dairies, and dairy products. Okay. And steer out the middle, where more processed foods are lurking on you. Okay. So you should buy seasonal and local produce, as it tastes better and it's usually cheaper. So checklist for making healthier food choices in is as I want to discuss, which in the produce section, you should spend most of your time in the produce section, which the first area you should encounter once you enter a grocery store. Okay, and choose a rainbow of colorful fruits and vegetables, which the colors itself reflect the different vitamin, minerals, and phytonutrient contents of each fruit or vegetables. Okay, and next go to the meat, fish, and poultry. The American Heart Association recommends for us to consume 2 servings of fish a week, particularly oily fish. For example, mackerel, sardines, as they are widely available, affordable, and a good source of omega-3 fatty acids. And also
Okay, Dr. Syahrul Daria, sorry, your time is only 5 minutes again.
All right, okay, I try. Okay, so be sure to choose lean cuts of meat, opt for skinless poultry, and watch your portion size. Okay, and in the dairy section, which is provide an excellent source of bone building plus and vitamin D, try look for the low fat and non fat options. Okay. And number 3, read the food labels. You need to read the ingredient list, get familiar with terms for different kinds of ingredients, check for food additives, and look for potential ingredients if you have allergy or food intolerance. Note to the numbers of servings per packaging, and compare different foods to see how they differ in terms of fat content, calories, protein content, and other ingredients. And number 4, choose real food. choose foods with least processing and as few additives as possible. Okay. And number 5, limit highly processed food. So avoid food that contain more than 5 ingredients, artificial ingredients, or ingredients that you cannot even pronounce. Okay. And number 6, for all mothers, do not fall into advertisements. Stay clear of foods with cartoons on the label that are targeted to children. If you don't want your kids to eat junk food, do not have them in the house. Okay, lastly, as a conclusion for this topic, during this unprecedented event of COVID-19 pandemic, it's a good time to re-evaluate things. It is also a good time to start acknowledging the fact that women play an important role at home to ensure the whole family is well fed. And women have always been gatekeepers of health and nutrition. And during this situation also, it is also a good time for us to start building a good and healthy eating habits for the family, especially in kids. So before I end my sharing, I'd like to share this quote from Eric McAdams. If you keep good food in your fridge, you will eat good food. With that, I pass this session to the moderator, Madam Ika. Thank you for watching.
Yes, okay, thank you for Dr. Syahrul Baria from University Technology Mara, Malaysia. Okay, it's very attractive, communicative, and interesting presentation. And for attendee, that Dr. Syahrul Baria has a lot of invention and innovation, and in 2019, she has get a lot of medal, gold medal, silver, okay, a lot of medals. Okay, okay, she has. Okay. She has shared a lot of tips. There are 2 tips in healthy eating habits during COVID-19. And then the second is about how to buying grocery smartly and healthy. Okay, for the attendee, if you have any question to to Madam Dr. Syahrul Baria, please write in the Q&A box. Okay, next. For the second speaker is come from Universitas Aisyah Yogyakarta. She is Mrs. Sylvie Lailatul Mahfida. She was graduated from bachelor degree in Universitas Brawijaya, Indonesia, and she continued her study in Universitas Gajah Mada in Master of Public Health. She will share about optimizing family moments during COVID-19, nutrition, parenting, and literacy strategies. And please welcome Mrs. Sylvie Lailatul Mahfida. Are you ready for present your slide? Are you ready, Miss?
Yes.
Okay, so
Okay.
time is yours.
Can you hear my voice clearly?
Okay, right?
Yeah. Now are you seeing my screen? Yes, okay. Yes. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. I'm Sylvie Lailatul Mahfida. I'm lecturer in Nutrition Study Program UNISA Yogyakarta. Today, I will present a specific topic about nutrition in a family level. And my topic is optimizing family moments during COVID-19, nutrition, parenting, and literacy strategies. This topic have a strong correlation about women empowerment and women roles in household. This is my presentation outline. The first, I will give some explanation about women empowerment in nutrition at household level. And then in the implication of COVID-19 on foods and eating behavior. So then we can conclude the correlation why women empowerment is a matter for as a solution in this pandemic. And the third, I will present about family challenges on nutrition and current situation. How family adapt this situation, and then I will give explanation about nutrition parenting and nutrition literacy. And for the last, I will give some of strategies about nutrition parenting and literacy strategies to build family healthy eating behavior. For the first, as we know, a woman is a main role in a family, yeah, because a lot of studies know that women have um, multitasking ability. Yeah. They can become individual in household, in a family. Yeah, they can doing a child care or as main caregiver, or they also have a main investment in a nutrition because they will become a mother, and then from them when we use women also have a workforce in public area, and then as a household manager. In some of community, women play a role as a social status symbol. I mean, so a lot of study, I conclude from a lot of studies that key points for women empowerment in nutrition is first, women should have an access and control of income and resources. So they can have a large choice to make childcare for their children or for their family. And then sometimes we should reduce time constraints. So women sometimes women don't have enough time to to uh, to do a lot of tasks, yeah, in their home, in domestic area, and in public area. So we need innovative approaches. And then, of course, to empower in nutrition, women should increase their knowledge about nutrition and health. And then, women should involvement in decision making. So involved in decision making. In this pandemic, women also become a part of solution. So we can empower our family and maintain the food security and nutrition security. And then this is a little little result the implication of COVID-19 pandemic on food and eating behavior. We already know that this pandemic decreasing make our physical activity decrease, and then the other aspect is about our food consuming. Our in many studies, we know that a lot of people change their diet, become unhealthy foods, and also the other negative impact is increasing in eating out of control or increasing snack time or higher in number of main meals. But the other positive impact is many people give more attention about healthy aspect of food, and then also attention about food waste. And now we in isolation in home, yes, stay at home. We know that a lot of people can cook meal themselves, and they eating more at home. And the positive impact, and the other positive impact is people also doing self cooking. So, what are the family challenges on nutrition in the current situation? We all know that all of families around the world still adapting to change of to change and to survive with this situation. Some family become stressful because they have to balance work, caring for children, and maintain the household work, especially for the woman. So even this isolation period, uh, this isolation period mean that we can spend time together with our family and develop relationship with our children, but we have to take a priorities what we should do if we face a lot of adapting situation. Some of family fears of losing job, and this can increase the stressful condition. How about nutrition parenting? The nutrition parenting is have strong correlation about woman roles in a family. Yeah. The first, I will remind you about how children's or family dietary intake pattern built from. We can use this model. Yeah. Let's see the micro level in this blue box here. Yeah, this micro level. I will give headline in socio-cultural environment. There are parenting style here, and then how parent diet, and what about parents' knowledge, how what family structure, etc. So this parenting style and parenting food behavior and parent food behavior is one of the foundation to build a children dietary intake pattern. The other model I adapt from Dicosme et al. In base of this pyramid, yeah, there are parent and family environments. Yeah, we know from this model there is a parenting style, and then how family share their meal, and then how parent play as a food role models. And so, what is the nutrition parenting? Nutrition parenting is related to the process of interaction between parents or caregiver with children in eating or feeding activity. So this not only give a child some of food, but also there are any interaction, and it can be nutrition education or nutrition or give some knowledge about food, about skill to manage food. So this nutrition parenting is a uh, complex behavior about parents and child while they do feeding activities. Because feeding activities is also a social activities. Yes, so we use some of interaction to make to build healthy eating behavior in children. There are two dimensions of parenting feeding style. I adapt from a huge. There are demandingness and responsiveness. Demandingness is how strong parents encourage the children to eat, and responsiveness is how parents respond, how much parents respond to the children desire to eat. So demanding means tuntutan, yeah. Responsiveness means respond. We can see about metrics of parenting style here, yeah, to make categories about parenting, nutrition parenting style. There are authoritative style. Authoritative style. Authoritative style means high in responsiveness and high in demandingness. And there is also permissive style. Permissive style has high responsiveness but low in demandingness. And then authoritarian or authoritaire. Authoritaire means high demandingness, so tuntutannya tinggi, and then low responsiveness, ya, tuntutan tinggi tetapi responnya rendah. And for the last, neglected or pengabaian. Neglected is low in demandingness, yeah, but also low in responsiveness. So how about a parenting feeding style categories? Yeah. Authoritarian, the style is restriction and pressure on eating. And authoritative means there are parents' involvement and support to child when when feeding activities. And then permissive style in feeding means freedom of eating desire. So the children feel free to make demand of food. Yeah, so they can get all of what they want about food. And the last, neglected style. Neglected style means no paying attention to the child's eating needs. A lot of studies give a result that how about consequences of this parenting style in child feeding behavior. Most of them show that authoritative style can develop eating self-regulation and can build healthy food choice. So in this authoritative style, and parents involved in a feeding activity and support children to eat. And then about nutrition literacy. Why our family need nutrition literacy? Because there are before this nutrition literacy term, we know about health literacy and food literacy. So there is a correlation about health literacy, food literacy, and nutrition literacy. In high health and food literacy, there is a good and high healthy eating index. Nutrition literacy can increase knowledge and awareness about illness and how to manage about illness, and then can create healthy status and lifestyle. And a family in a high nutrition literacy can produce a high food quality, and then they can make a quality of life. And so for the community, there is impact. So there are a sustainability of community welfare. So what is food literacy? Before I explain about nutrition literacy, I explain about food literacy. Food literacy is a level of awareness about balanced nutrition guideline for health, which include food skill. This we can make a headline in a food skill. What are the dimension? The dimension is about food budgeting, food planning, food shopping, food cooking, and food storing. And then and for the nutrition literacy context is there are a little bit difference between food literacy and nutrition literacy. We can see in the dimensions of nutrition literacy here. Nutrition literacy is ability to obtain, to process, and understand nutrition information and skill to make informed decision about proper nutrition. So the dimension is there are two dimensions. The first about nutrition knowledge, and the second about nutrition skill. So nutrition literacy not about food skill, but also we have knowledge and awareness about nutrition knowledge. Yeah.
Sorry, Mrs. Sylvie, the time is
Yes.
only 5 minutes again. Okay, thank
Okay.
you.
Okay. Now I think this is my last slide. So what is the strategies? What is the strategies about parenting nutrition parenting and nutrition literacy. The first is good nutrition begin from girl and mother. So we have to make assure that our girl and our mother and also we as women can consume good nutrition because the nutrition is needed to pregnant period and until to lactation period. And the second strategies is optimize family meal sharing. Yeah, because in a family meal sharing, we can make any communication and a lot of interaction when we eat together with our family. And the third is we can start the nutrition education from home approach, from a family approach. So parents and children can learning together about nutrition, about health, about food. And then parents can become a food role model for their children. So if we want our children to have a healthy eating habits, we as parents also have a good eating habit. Yes, so this is I mean we become a food role model for our children. And then we can planning or cooking or souping or shopping or gardening food together with our family. And also we can be innovative and creative. Yeah, in our home, we can create innovative recipes, or we can make games about nutrition or about foods or etc. We can interact with our family to become more innovative. And then we should develop food skills because this is one of our life skills, I think. Yeah, from budgeting until preparing of food. So we can make our time more quality for our family. And the last, yeah, family can optimizing the resources, yeah, such as income, value of a family, education, and or guardian, or information access, or tools, whatever a family have about resources, we can optimizing for make good or healthy eating practice. So our conclusion, my conclusion is a woman as and girl as a nutrition and health solution during pandemic. So a home food environment factor cannot stand alone to build family eating behavior. So it needs a collaborative factor. Many factors can affect home food environment. This time is challenging for all families. So every family has unique resources, but every family member can take a role to empower their resources, making healthier food choice and habit. Family can create their our home food environment together. So we use this pandemic to create to empower our family. And the last, as health and nutrition practitioner, we can start promoting nutrition education from family approaches. Okay, thank you. I think it's enough. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, thank you, Mrs. Sylvie, to share about the nutrition and literacy. So from the presentation, we know that women empowerment in nutrition during COVID-19 pandemic is very essential. So she said that the points are access and control of our income and resources, and then the second in innovative process, reducing the constraint time, and then knowledge about nutrition and health and involvement in decision making, and the strategy about the nutrition, parenting, and literacy during this COVID pandemic is how to make good nutrition, and then how to share our family in meal planning, and then making home-based food and nutrition education. We have to make a food role model, planning, etc. Okay, so it is enough for Mrs. Sylvie, and for the attendee, if you have any question for this topic in for serial webinar, you can write in the Q&A box. Okay, we are ready to the next speaker. The third speaker is from University Teknologi Mara, Malaysia. Okay, her name is Madam Farhana Ahmad Suhaimi, and she was graduated from Diploma in Microbiotechnology and continue her bachelor degree in Nutrition and Dietetic University Teknologi Mara. And she also continue her Master of Science in Clinical Nutrition in University Putra, Malaysia. And she will share about the breastfeeding during the pandemic COVID-19. Okay, Madam Farhana, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay,
Thank you,
all
Ms.
right.
Nur
Okay,
Eka.
right, time is yours. Okay, yes, wait for a minute. Okay, you can share your content about your present PowerPoint presentation. And for the attendee, if you have any question, please write your question in Q&A box. Okay, Madam Farhana, what about your PowerPoint presentation? You can share your PowerPoint presentation in the icon share content. Okay, wait for a moment. She will discuss and share about breastfeeding during the pandemic COVID-19. So it is very essential for us, especially in pregnant women, that breastfeeding in this COVID-19 pandemic is very important. So, okay, the PowerPoint is being ready. So for Madam Farhana, time is yours. Okay, Madam Farhana, are you ready?
Can you see my slide?
Okay, we can see
Okay.
your slide.
All right, thank you. Assalamualaikum and good morning to all. I am Farhana binti Ahmad Shuhaimi. I am from Center for Nutrition and Dietetic Studies, University Technology Mara, Faculty of Health Sciences. Okay, for today's sharing session, I would like to share with all of you a topic entitled Breastfeeding during the pandemic COVID-19. Okay, everyone knows breastfeeding is the best source of nutrition for most children. Okay, there are a lot of benefits to breastfeeding. Even if a mother can only breastfeed her child for only a short time, the baby's immune system can still get benefit from it. Right? Okay, but what if a mother infected or suspected to have COVID-19? Um, can she still breastfeed her child? Okay, jadi pada hari ini kita akan kupas lebih lanjut tentang breastfeeding during the pandemic COVID-19. Okay, this is the outline for today's sharing session. Okay, we will go first to the composition of human milk. Okay, and then benefit of breastfeeding, care for breastfeed mom, infant feeding guideline, and tips on improving milk supply. Okay, before we start the session, let's take a look at the COVID-19 cases in children aged less than 12 years in Malaysia. Okay, it has been reported that 317 children aged less than 12 years old infected with COVID-19, and 46% of it were children aged 6 years and below. Okay, there is no death and critical cases were reported. Okay, however, this group of children is very fragile. They are very susceptible to get infected with COVID-19. Just like elderly. Jadi bagi mana-mana wanita yang masih mempunyai anak di bawah 2 tahun dan masih mempunyai peluang untuk menyusukan anak, ia merupakan satu langkah pencegahan yang amat optimum. Moving on to breastfeeding benefits, right? So we are going to talk about the benefits of breastfeeding. Number 1, breastfeeding benefits your baby's immune system. Okay, antibodies will be passed on through breast milk. Okay, if a mother infected with COVID-19 or any other illnesses, okay, automatically mother will produce antibody through breast milk, and then it will be consumed by her baby, and then the baby will be protected against the infection. Okay, and it will protect your baby against a wide range of diseases and infection. Okay, important for you to know that breast milk also very rich in prebiotic. Okay, as you know, our gut, our digestive system is very rich in normal flora, which consists of good bacteria and also bad bacteria. So this prebiotic will promote the growth of good bacteria. And at the same time, it will prevent the growth of bad bacteria, just like E. coli, which can cause diarrhea to baby, right? And then next one is breastfeeding and allergies. Okay, there are so many reasons for you to breastfeed your child. Okay, with regard to prevent allergies, okay, breastfeeding babies who are born in a family with with history of allergy were found to being more protected as compared to baby who are being fed with standard formula milk, only standard formula milk, right? Okay, and then breastfeeding also protect your child against other illnesses, just like SIDS, sudden infant death syndrome, and also it has been proven that children who are being breastfed will have a lower risk to get type 2 diabetes and obesity later in their life, right? And then number 4, the best part of breastfeeding is it is free, okay? And it comes pre-warmed. Okay, it is hassle-free. You can breastfeed your child whenever, wherever you want to do so, and it is totally free of charge. Okay, now let's take a look at the breast milk composition, right? Okay, so these are the example of protective substance in breast milk that can help your child to protect against the infection, right? So in breast milk, there is antibodies, right? Antibodies, for example, like IgA. Okay, breast milk is very rich in IgA. Okay, this IgA will help will protect the baby from any illnesses, any infection until the baby develop his own immune system, right? And then it has white blood cell. It could destroy the germs. And bifidus factor, right? Bifidus factor, as I said before, it's very rich in prebiotic, which enhance the growth of good bacteria, right? And then it will prevent the growth of bad bacteria, okay? And then binding protein, okay, binding protein, okay, this binding protein can protect all the important nutrient, okay, and prevent this nutrient from being consumed by disease-causing bacteria to grow and multiply. Okay, and next one is epidermal growth factor, right? This epidermal growth factor will help the growth of cell wall of your baby's gut, okay, and prevent all the harmful, all the germs from passing into the baby's bloodstream, right? Okay, according to WHO, okay, breastfeeding is to protect your infant and children from getting sick and for their healthy growth and development. Okay, breastfeeding is particularly effective against infectious diseases because it strengthens the immune system by transferring antibody from the mother. I'm sure many of you have a question regarding this issue, regarding this topic. So let's go one by one. The most common question that commonly being asked. Okay, number one, okay, can COVID-19 be passed through breastfeeding? All right. Okay, according to WHO, okay, the transmission of active COVID-19 through breastfeeding or breast milk haven't been detected to date. Okay, so there is no reason for mother to stop breastfeeding or to avoid breastfeeding, right? Okay, number two, can a mother confirm or suspected to have COVID-19 breastfeed her child? Okay. The answer is yes. Okay, a mother with confirmed COVID-19 or suspected to have COVID-19 can breastfeed a child if they want to do so. Okay, but they have to practice a new norm. Okay, what are the new norm? Okay, they have to practice 3 W's. Okay, what are the first W? First is to practice respiratory hygiene and wear a medical mask. Okay, jikalau ibu mau bersin ataupun batuk, please lapik dengan menggunakan tisu yang bersih dan straight away buang tisu yang telah digunakan. Okay, and wear a medical mask while feeding your baby. So, moving on to second W, okay, wash hand before and after touching the baby. Okay, remember to wash your hand properly. Okay, basuh menggunakan tangan dan juga menggunakan sabun dan juga air yang secukupnya. Okay, dengan mengikuti 7 langkah yang disarankan oleh Kementerian Kesihatan Malaysia. Alright. And the last W is wipe and disinfect surfaces regularly. Okay, bagi ibu-ibu yang tidak mempunyai sanitizer, cecair pembasmi kuman, okay, sudah mencukupi jika kita membancuh air sabun. Okay, dan juga kita sembur air sabun berkenaan di permukaan di sekeliling bayi kita. Alright, and then don't forget untuk bilas semula kawasan-kawasan yang telah kita sembur dengan sabun sebersihnya. Okay, the next question is, following delivery, okay, should a baby still be immediately placed skin to skin and breastfed if the mother is confirmed or suspected to have COVID-19? Okay, so the answer is absolutely yes. Okay, because the benefit of skin to skin contact and breastfeeding substantially outweigh the potential risk of transmission COVID-19. Okay. Okay, now moving on to the standard infant feeding guideline. Okay, number one, okay, initiate a breastfeeding within 1 hour of the birth. Okay, during the skin to skin contact, you can straight away initiate breastfeeding, right? Within 1 hour of the birth. Okay, second one, breastfeed on demand. Okay, how do you breastfeed the baby based on demand, based on his demand? Okay, basically baby will show some signs showing that he is hungry. Okay, so the first sign is he will start to there will be increase in eye movement of the baby. Okay, and then second one, the baby start to suck his finger or any object surround them. Okay, and then number three, the baby will start to open his mouth and try to search for the source of milk. Right, and then please, mommy, don't forget to don't avoid your night feeding. Okay, because the hormone of breastfeeding will work efficiently during night. Okay, so and then continue exclusive breastfeeding for 6 months, then introduce educate and safe complementary food at age 6 months. Okay, semakin bayi itu membesar, semakin kebergantungan pada susu ibu saja tidak mencukupi, right? Then continue breastfeeding up to 2 years of age or beyond. Okay, next, this is the tips for mommy, tips to improve milk supply. Okay, I'm sure every mummies out there selalu resah, selalu bimbang jikalau milk supply is not enough, right? Okay, so untuk pengetahuan semua, for your information, the ultimate milk booster is your baby herself. Okay, breastfeed your baby frequently. Okay, you have to know that the more the baby suckles, the more your body will produce milk. Okay, and then please drink at least 8 glasses of plain water daily. It's equal to 2 liters of plain water. Okay, and then please avoid extreme diet. Okay, extreme diet. I'm sure many of mothers out there eagerly to lose weight that you have gained during pregnancy, right? Okay, no matter how which diet regime you are adheres to during your confinement, please don't do extreme diet. Okay, stick to principle moderate, balance and variety diet as mentioned by Dr. Sharubaria in her sharing session. Okay. All right. If you are too unwell to breastfeed, okay, you can always use another option. Okay, one that is acceptable and available to you. Okay, one of the most common option that you have is to express breast milk. Okay, once you have expressed your breast milk, you can ask the caretaker to feed your child by using a spoon or a small cup, okay, because it helps for the baby to avoid nipple confusion, okay. And then relactation, okay. If the mother unable to breastfeed her child, okay, he can stop breastfeed and restart breastfeeding after a gap, and there is no time interval guideline for relactation. Okay, you can restart breastfeeding as soon as possible. Asalkan the mother is ready to breastfeed the child, right? Okay, and then the last option is wet nursing. Okay, wet nursing, another woman breastfeeding or caring for your child. Okay, if it is culturally accepted. Okay, all right. So if all of these three options is unavailable, okay, don't worry, mommy can still proceed with formula feeding. Okay, so what you can do is you have to take extra care when formula feeding. Okay, and then wash the bottle, teats, and any other equipment used thoroughly. Okay, and please don't forget to practice 3 Ws. Okay, which is first, wear mask, wear medical mask. Second, wash hand thoroughly. Third, you have to wipe and disinfect surfaces. All right, so to conclude my sharing session, I'd like to highlight a few main points, which are number one, breast milk is the best source of nutrition for most infants, right? Number two, if breastfeed is not feasible, okay, use another approach, okay, one that is acceptable and available to you, okay? And then please practice 3 Ws. Okay, I repeat again. Number one, you have to wear medical mask while feeding. Number two, you have to wash your hand thoroughly. Gunakan air dan juga sabun yang secukupnya mengikut 7 langkah yang disarankan oleh KKM. And then the last W is to wipe and disinfect the surfaces surround your baby, right? Okay, to all mommies out there, keep calm and nurse on.
Okay, all
Thank you.
right. Yeah, all right. Thank you. It's very interesting presentation, very useful for us, especially for pregnant women and mother who have children. Okay, I will conclude the presentation that breastfeeding is very benefit for baby. Which is contains a lot of antibody and then white blood cell, bifidus factor, binding protein, etc. And in this COVID pandemic, we have to practice 3 Ws. The first is wear a mask, and the second, wash hand before and after having baby. And then the last is wipe and disinfect surface regularly. Okay, thank you, madam. And okay, for the attendee, if you have any question, please write in the Q&A box. Okay, okay, the next is for the last speaker. The previous speaker is woman and the last is the most handsome. Okay, as I promised before that he is the most handsome in our nutrition study program. Okay, for Mr. Agung Nugroho. Mr.
Yes.
Agung Nugroho, okay.
Okay. Hello.
Okay, the next speaker is Mr. Agung Nugroho, and he has graduated from Nutrition Academic Ministry of Health Indonesia in 1994, and then continue his study in Master of Public Health in Umeå University, Sweden. In this fourth webinar, he will share about the women empowerment and health. So it's very interesting topic, and okay. Okay, for attendee, you will hear the presentation from Mr. Agung Nugroho. So for Mr. Agung, time is yours.
Thank you very much, Mbak Novi,
Yes.
and thank you very much also for the compliment. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I feel honored that I'm joining in the UNISA, especially in the nutrition program, because I surrounded by 11 angels here who are very enthusiastic, high spirit. It's amazing. Yeah, I will share my presentation. So please for a moment. Can you see my? Not yet.
Not yet. Okay, right.
Okay, in this presentation, we'll discuss about women empowerment and health. When we talk about this, we need to start that. Wait, okay. Okay, when we talk about empowerment, at the beginning, we need to understand the gender problem is a global issue. Since a long time, gender-related problems are become a crucial discussion around the world. In 1952 up to 20th century, a series international agreement has been ratified by an international organization, started by the Convention of the Political Rights of Women and followed up to Sustainable Development Goals. Now let's take a look at the BPFA declaration, which is declared in 1995 as a strategic document and framework for the empowerment and progress of women, the promotion of human rights and involvement in the development. There are 12 critical areas along with the strategic steps and indicators, which must be the center of attention and strategic target for the government, the international community, and civil society, including NGOs and private sector, so that the implementation of the BPFA can be carried out. I'm presenting in this slide women and health aspect as one of area in that document. The area of women and health document ranging from prevention activity to corrective action to advance and increasing women health, including dissemination of research finding, so that the public aware with the issues. In general, the BPFA document underlines the message that eliminating discrimination against women and girls is not only protect basic human rights, but also as an important key for sustainable development, which are supported by many evidence from various research and data around the world. Now, let's see the SDGs for the fifth goal. The fifth goal of the SDGs is mencapai kesetaraan gender dan memberdayakan semua perempuan dan anak perempuan. This is the goal for the SDGs number 5. So what is the target then? SDGs number 5 has a target. Again, here, ending discrimination against women and girls is emphasized. The form of exploitation and violence are specified also in target 2 and 3. Genital mutilation is also still practicing in several countries, including in some areas in Indonesia. Forced marriages happen with various reasons. One of them is unwanted pregnancy among adolescent girls that leads to a serious impact on mother's health and pregnancy outcomes. I will step to the next slide, still on the target of a fifth goal of SDGs. Goal 5 also underlining the economic value of women activities, where most of the work are domestic works conducted at home. I think it is also already mentioned by the previous speakers. We will see the figure on the next slide. And another important target is related to how women can fully participate on leadership and decision making, things that very influence their life, where in many situations, such as cultural situation, they can't make their own decision for their own needs, including in assessing reproductive and health services. Step to the next target. Another aspect in empowering women is also emphasized in target 5A through economic resources access, property ownership, and financial services that can be supported by mastering in technology. All of the targets for sure need a strong commitment by creating and adopting policies and legislation for gender equality. All of the targets at fifth goal are also related to another goals in SDGs for strengthen gender mainstreaming. Now we step to the topic of gender mainstreaming. Gender mainstreaming is a global strategy agreed between countries to achieve the goal of gender equality. Since then, resolution, mandates, and decisions between countries at the United Nations have reaffirmed the commitment to gender mainstreaming and the goals of gender equality and the empowerment of women and girls. When we talk gender mainstreaming, it's also always a question about, still relevant to talk about? Let's see the facts then. This is the fact why we need to give address on gender mainstreaming. Around the world, women responsible for 75% of unpaid care and domestic work in our homes and communities. Unpaid work such as caring for children, the elderly, and household represent a significant share of economic activity, but it's not counted as part of GDP. Women disproportionately shoulder the burden of unpaid work. On average, women do 2 more hours of unpaid work per day than men, with large differences across countries. While much unpaid care work is done entirely by choice, constraint imposed by cultural norms, labor market feature, or a lack of public services, infrastructure, and family-friendly policies matter. This undermines female labor force participation and lowers economic-wide productivity. Jadi kalau kita lihat di sini, tentunya sumbangan juga nanti kita lihat sumbangan pendapatan perempuan terhadap pendapatan keluarga itu berapa nanti. Akan kita lihat seterusnya. Kenapa ini penting kita membicarakan gender mainstreaming. Next slide. 80% of ever partner women and girls aged 15 to 49 have experienced physical and or sexual partner violence in the previous 12 months. This is the data from the United Nations, and still 49 countries lack regulation that protect women from domestic violence. Then I step to the information related to the nutrition. This is the data from 2017, stated that 60% of undernourished people are women and girls. Poor nutrition among women account for 100,000 newborn deaths annually. And in developing countries, 20% of maternal deaths are attributable to anemia. And I think when Indonesian understand and knows this problem, kita masih mempunyai PR besar terkait dengan anemia, terutama pada remaja dan juga khususnya pada ibu hamil yang bisa membawa kepada efek kesehatan yang sangat serius, kematian ibu, yang angkanya juga masih tinggi di Indonesia. Let's see the figure of Indonesia related to gender equality and gender development. Indonesia use index for the gender development measure. It is adopted from the UNDP for the gender empowerment measure, and the data from the Indonesia 2018 say that around 46% women, only 46%, less than 50% working as a professional leaders and technician. And only 36% women, they share or they contribute to the family income. Now Indonesia has stepped forward related to the representation of the women in the parliament, although the number is still small, 17%. So it can be very tricky because when the parliament conducting a meeting to make a legislation which is crucial for women, it will need very, very strong commitment from the government and the society to increase the number of the representativeness in the parliament. What about the figure of Indonesian Gender Development Index? So among Asian countries, Indonesia is in 9th position and still under the average point in the world. Here, Malaysia has a better condition, but do not worry, Indonesian. We step forward because the figure shows an increase toward better condition every year. Next slide is discussing about the gender inequality index from several countries. Still, Indonesia under the line of the number average of the world. And again, Malaysia has a better condition for this index, the gender inequality index. Ini adalah indeks ketimpangan gender ya, kita masih di bawah angka di atas angkanya ini jelek, di atas angkanya rata-rata dunia, dan Malaysia masih mempunyai kondisi yang lebih baik. Now we talk about women empowerment. I took the definition from Perkin in 1995. Empowerment is defined as an intentional ongoing process centered in the local community involving mutual respect, critical reflection, caring, and group participation, through which people lacking an equal share of valued resources gain a greater access to and control over those resources. This empowerment has element. What are the elements? The element of empowerment is first process, and the second is occurs in communities or in organization, and the third is involve active participation, critical reflection, awareness, and understanding. And the last is involve access to and control over important decision and resources. And then I took the meaning of the empowerment from the United Nations Development Fund for Women. What woman empowerment means? At the first meaning, it requires a mutual respect to change the gender relation, not so differ actually from the definition by Perkin. And the second meaning, it is also can be explained as a self-confident because it relates to a bare speak up of the rights, which lead to make a decision based on bargaining power. And at the third meaning, that's in the third meaning. In the end, woman empowerment means developing the ability to organize and influence the direction of social change to create a more just social and economic order nationally and internationally. What is the principle of woman empowerment? Woman empowerment has several principles. At the first, high-level leadership of gender equality. So we need to address, when become a leader, we need to understand about the gender equality. When we talk about woman empowerment, we also has to understand about the opportunity, the principle of the opportunity, inclusion, and also non-discrimination. When we're talking about woman empowerment, the principle to promote education, training, and professional development for women and girls. And of course, also the transparency, measure on, and public report on progress to achieve gender equality. Next, I will present a pathway how woman empowerment can lead to the better nutritional condition or can give a nutritional profile. I took this from Spring 2014, Spring Project. The pathway from women's empowerment to improve nutrition is influenced by a number of factors, including social norms, knowledge, skill, and how decision-making power is shared within household. The pathway consists of three interrelated components: women's use of income for food and non-food, non-food expenditure, and then the ability of women to care for themselves and their families, and women's energy expenditure. Empirical evidence suggests that empowering women improve nutrition for mothers, their children, and other household members. For the example, more than half of reduction in all child stunting from 1970 to 1995 can be attributable to increase in women's status. This is reported by Smith and Haddad in 2000. And also report from the United Nations Children Fund 2011, and also written by Smith in 2003, stated that women discretionary income has greater impact on child nutrition and food security than men's. Seems that when we talk about money, woman has a better ability in managing money than men. Next slide. I still try to inform about the pathway and the different research which is conducted by Riedel from the protocol project. In this diagram or this model, it is begin with the proposed three elements of an empowerment-based nutrition intervention. First is activities to improve dietary intake. The second, activities to foster agency. And the third is activities to build a supportive opportunity structure. In the short term, the elements are hypothesized to lead to an expansion in an adolescent girl's awareness of the choices available to her to improve her nutritional status and to increase her motivation to act. The nutrition-related activities will improve her awareness, knowledge, and skill for the adoption of a healthy diet and positive health behavior. The agency-related activities complement the nutrition-related knowledge she has acquired to increase her awareness and motivation to make an informed choice to improve her health and nutrition. A supportive opportunity structure will enable her to move toward action based on her choice. In the intermediate term, the intervention is expected to empower adolescent girls by increasing their decision-making power, improving their access to and control over resources. Here is human capital and social, and contribute to the protection and promotion of their human rights, such as the right to healthcare, education, freedom of movement, freedom from violence, so forth. And in the longer term, the intervention would lead to improve dietary intake and improve the nutritional status. And of course, this exact causal pathway will vary depending on the intervention design, which should be informed by the context and the particular gender-related barriers present. Next slide, I will give one of the evidence from the Indonesian data, which is analyzed by Johannes. This data using Indonesian Family Life Survey from data gathered from Indonesian Family Life Survey 1997 up to 2015. This result confirms how important education of mother for their children's future. It is also actually supported by other report by Smeru, which is I'm not present here. Smeru Research Institute stated that the higher level of education of a woman in family, the more positive impact on children welfare. Jadi ketika di rumah tangga itu ada perempuan yang mempunyai tingkat pendidikan lebih tinggi atau makin tinggi, ternyata berkorelasi positif dengan tingkat kesejahteraan anak nantinya. Jadi ini menekankan betapa pentingnya pendidikan ibu atau pendidikan perempuan di dalam rumah tangga. Another finding from the Johannes is adolescent of well-educated mothers has had a higher hate for age, while those who were raised by mothers with blue-collar job had a lower hate for age. Ini mengindikasikan bahwa tingkat pekerjaan atau jenis pekerjaan ibu itu ternyata juga berpengaruh terhadap status gizi anak remaja. Now let's take a look let's take a look the effect of the COVID-19. COVID-19 affecting women in many ways. I think some information also already stated by the previous speakers. Women are at the front line as healthcare workers working long hours and exposing themselves to risk while caring for patients. The health of women generally is adversely impacted through the reallocation of resources and priorities, including sexual and reproductive health services.
Okay, sorry, Mr. Agung. Okay,
Yeah.
time from you is only 5 minutes more.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
I will use the bahasa for the rest presentation. I don't want to forget my mother language. Nah, kita lihat sekarang bagaimana sebetulnya pelayanan kesehatan itu yang sensitif gender. Jadi pada intinya pelayanan kesehatan yang sensitif gender itu bisa memberikan pilihan kepada perempuan untuk menentukan jenis servis apa yang atau layanan apa yang diinginkan. Kemudian juga bahwa pelayanan kesehatan itu harus mempunyai kualifikasi ya dalam hal bagaimana dia menangani masalah-masalah pada perempuan. Harus mempunyai gender sensitif, menguasai budaya setempat, kemudian juga harus bisa beradaptasi dengan kondisi realitas dari woman, dari pasien perempuan. Ya, karena ini akan berimplikasi pada kesehatan mereka. Dan tentunya banyak juga sekarang di puskesmas di Indonesia yang sudah memberikan ruangan tersendiri untuk pelayanan pada perempuan. Okay, I think for the closing, we can give a stress here. Empowering women means that empowering the nation. Dan sebagai penutup, tadi sudah disebutkan ada bukti bahwa yang namanya pendidikan itu sebagai salah satu aspek pemberdayaan perempuan mempunyai dampak yang sangat positif terhadap kesejahteraan anak. UNISA sebagai salah satu penyedia layanan pendidikan tinggi tentunya juga memberikan penekanan pada hal ini. Mari bergabung dengan UNISA karena kami juga memberdayakan perempuan. Terima kasih. Ada kurangnya saya mohon maaf. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay. Yeah, Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, thank you. Please give applause for all our speakers today. It's very, very interesting topic in this fourth international webinar. Okay, for our speaker, please can you turn on the video because we can enter in the discussion session. There are a lot of questions from the attendee. Okay, for our speaker. For the first speaker, how about Dr. Syahrul Bariyah? Dr. Syahrul Bariyah? Okay, there is one question from you, for you. Dr. Syahrul Bariyah? Okay. There is a question from Indonesia, from Bantul, Indonesia. Okay, question come from Sobri. The The question is it true that protein resource from a dairy farm is not recommended during this COVID pandemic? Why it is not recommended? Okay, can you explain your answer, please?
Hi, thank you for the questions. I try my best to answer the question. Okay, first you have to bear in mind that it is important to understand that there is no evidence that COVID is transmitted via milk, and COVID-19 itself is not a foodborne disease as confirmed by the World Health Organization (WHO), and it is also not expected to be found in milk and dairy products. In fact, the farmers worldwide have taken extra precautions in order to minimize the risk to all on the farm and to maintain the safety by their legal authorities. And even the heat treatments through pasteurization itself should be able to kill microorganisms. So I hope I answered the question.
Okay, right. Okay, thank you, Dr. Syahrul Baria. Okay, that's the answer from Dr. Baria from question from Sobri Bantul. And then the second question for Mrs. Sylvie Lailatul Mafija. Okay, the question is, sorry, okay, from Agi Sunanda Putri. The question is, how long does it to take to improve the mom's behavior in feeding the children? What is the dominant factor? Okay, Mrs. Sylvie, what about your answer? Okay, time is yours.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. How long does it take to improve mother behavior? Yeah, in feeding the child. How long? I think the learning process is unlimited time. We also cannot ignore
Okay.
our men or father roles. Yeah, they are also, of course, on supportive side. Yeah. But the learning process can start far before become a mother. That is during adolescent period. Yeah. If you find an adolescent around you, they are key factor that hold our investment in nutrition for the next generation. Adolescent or girl should aware, so aware to search a lot of information about nutrition and practice the proper nutrition for them. But we also keep in mind that these practices, of course, wait from child. So we hope when the child reach adolescent period, they become independent in nutrition. And next, when preconception period and when become a mother. The second question is what is the most dominant factor? Of course, there are some of factors that contribute of children eating behavior. There are child factor, food factor, community demographic or socioeconomic factor, and then the last is family factor. And of course, family or parent factor is the dominant factor, yeah, because the family is the closest environment that can be modified, and children learning process firstly from their family. Okay.
Oh, okay. Is that enough? Okay. For the question, okay, is that enough? Okay, for the third speaker, okay, there are a lot of questions in key and a box about the breastfeeding. It's a lot of questions for you, but sorry, I just only choose one question for you for Madam Farhana Sohaimi. Okay, the question is there any food that could improve the volume of the breast milk? Okay, that's the question for you.
Okay, thank you for the question. Okay, I will try my best to answer the question. Okay, for your information, breast milk is a miracle. Okay, your body will produce the perfect content of breast milk to suit your baby's demand or a condition. Okay, regarding the food that could improve the milk supply. Okay, actually there is no specific food that can boost breast milk. Okay, all you can do is to follow the principle number one. Uh, healthy and balanced diet, which means you in your diet there must you must consume carbohydrate, protein and fat. Okay, and then principle number two, moderate amount intake of food. Okay, and then third is you have to eat variety of food, okay, to get a variety nutrition that offers wide range of benefits. Okay, mom with a good nutrition status will absolutely produce enough and sufficient milk supply for your child. And don't forget to drink 8 glasses of water, plain water a day. And remember, the baby himself is the best milk booster for you. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Very interesting answer about the food that could improve our production of breast milk. Okay, so we have to consume variety of food to get the variety of nutrients too. Okay, next, last question. Is the question is to Mr. Agung Nugroho. Hello, Mr. Agung Nugroho? Yes. Okay, the question is about the woman empowerment, and the question is, do woman empowerment always have adverse effect? Because you said that there is a lot of successful story in your presentation. So, is there any adverse effect in woman empowerment? So, okay, time is yours, Mister. Your voice, can you make your voice higher?
Sorry, I forget to
Okay.
unmute.
Okay, right.
Okay, it is a very tricky question actually also. When we're talking about empowerment, we always talking about the successful story of the empowering woman. But I found I found one of the a journal which is reported about the adverse effect of the woman empowerment, especially for among adolescents. So in that research stated that promoting woman empowerment can also potentially lead to adverse effect, where the adolescent girl, as they empowered to choose their own diets, they may opt to consume low nutrient foods such as sugar, sweetened beverages. And also, when we talk about the woman empowerment, we maybe backlash or they also, I mean, the adolescent also be backlash within the household or community in response to adolescent girls' attempt to assert increased autonomy, which may be perceived as threatening traditional power structure. Jadi kalau kita membicarakan pemberdayaan perempuan itu akan selalu berhadapan dengan kultur, dan biasanya kultur-kultur ini yang akan sangat butuh waktu untuk bisa dirubah. Makanya tadi di dalam penjelasan saya di depan, saya mengambil definisi dari empowerment itu adalah sebuah proses. Jadi proses ini pastinya tidak akan pernah berhenti untuk mengempower women. So, jadi jangan pernah lelah untuk mengencourage women, untuk empowering women. Because empowering women is empowering the nation. Thank you, Mbak Novi.
Okay, thank you, and give applause again for the speaker. Okay, this topic today about the woman environment. So my last question, my last sentence is about the woman empowerment is a part of empowering nation. So thank you for all the speaker. So thank you because you are here about the of topic today, and thank you for this session. Okay, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So I will back to this to the MC.
Well, okay, before you left this webinar, let's take a picture first. So turn on all of your video for panelists.
Videonya Mbak.
Are you ready? Okay. Cheers after 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you. Thank you to all speakers for giving us interesting topics and enrich our knowledge.
Thanks everyone.
Okay, thank you, Miss.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, assalamualaikum and stay safe.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
okay,
Lucia.
see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. No,
Alright, okay, see you
on
tomorrow.
Friday. On
The
Friday.
on Friday.
Okay, on
Okay.
Friday.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Thank you to all speakers for giving us interesting topics and enrich our knowledge about women empowerment in education. So thank you to Mrs. Tony for directing our webinar. We remind you to all participants, bagi peserta yang mengisi individually, khusus untuk peserta Indonesia, mengisi 2 kali di registrasi yang tertera akan langsung dihapuskan dari penerimaan sertifikat. Mohon maaf karena keterbatasan kami untuk menyediakan sertifikat. Mohon untuk update sertifikat dan materi dapat diikuti di Instagram kami melalui @giziunisayogya dan @himagisa.unisa. Okay, I'll give you some information. The last nutrition webinar series about monitoring children and geriatrics nutritional status during MCO COVID-19 will be held on Friday, June 26, 2020. You can check your chat box to get the registration link. Yeah. Okay, this is the end of our session for today. I'm sorry for some inconvenience during this event. Thank you to all participants and see you on the next series. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you.